Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all glory, honor and praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Bahara Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who rule and teach well, to the Akims and the Iris and byways and those pushing this word in truth, sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. I was watching, I've not finished it, but I watched most of it. I'm going to go back and finish it off, but within that it kind of prompted me just to have this little food for thought. And it was a video I saw come up from Zakari Guerrilla Hebrew, pre-Salazar, and it was to do with some doctrine that Sons of Thunder is meant to be teaching at the moment, to do with the pre-existence of Yahushai. I think they're probably trying to say he didn't pre-exist. I'm not 100% sure, but it just prompted me to say, like, in these times we have to be mindful and keep watch of ourselves, making sure that we're continuing to walk on that straight and narrow path, that we're not being drawn away with itching ears, taking heed to strange doctrines, which is why it's important for us to do our own studies. I always advocate reading, like I like to say, is read, and once you finish reading, read some more. The more you read, the more things open up to you in the scriptures, especially when you're increasing in knowledge and understanding. It's like last night, I had a dream. It was the dream itself, it was like a young girl, probably about 6, 7 the most, and she asked a question. She was all calm, everything, how the scripture speaks about the end of the world and there's going to be wars, and do I know when that's going to be? And then after she asked a question, she just broke down and started bawling hard, like a lot of deep crying. So first scripture that came to my mind was Matthew 24, where it speaks about, and you should hear of wars and rumors of wars. And I was going to read that, break it down as to what's happening around us now, to say, well, we don't know the actual time, but we can see signs letting us know that time is near. And for the life of me, I couldn't find the scripture, in the sense of, I saw Matthew 25, I was in Matthew 24, but then it was all blurry. Like, I'm trying to read this, it's like it's all blurred. And I was there ages. I said to them, look, sorry, it's taking long. I could easily paraphrase it, but I didn't want to paraphrase it. I wanted to read it. And it's like the Lord just didn't want that message to come out. It was strange. And then listening to the video today of the priest Alazar was talking about, and he played one audio of a dream that a brother had about stars falling, and he was breaking it down, saying that could be wisdom gained from the princes, or from the teachers. I think he said when you get into the word, one of the word was dealing with teachers, so wisdom falling away from those that's teaching. And it just prompted me to do this, to say, yeah, we need to be making sure that we're actually taking heed to our steps, to our walk. The dream that I had initially, like, it just didn't really make no sense to me, but listening to what I heard today, I'm thinking, rah, Matthew 24, like I said, I could have easily paraphrased it, but I didn't want to paraphrase it. I wanted to read it, but it's like it just weren't manifesting on the page. I could see Matthew 25, then I knew the chapter before it would have been Matthew 24, but then when I'm trying to read that chapter, it's like everything's all blurred. I wanted to go to Isaiah 55, where it speaks about, so shall my words be that cometh forth from my mouth. They shall not leave my mouth void, but shall accomplish that which I sent it to do, roughly paraphrasing. But they just weren't coming out. And I think it's coming up to the time where, if you're not making haste, as it says in Psalms 119, speaks about I thought on my ways and made haste to turn my feet onto thy precept, to thy commandments, roughly paraphrasing it. But the point is, we need to be making haste. You know, we was out on the road yesterday, and as usual, many people walked past, but those that did stop, Lord willing, they took heed to what was said and made haste to turn their ways onto the ways of the Most High, you know, turn from the wicked ways that we're keeping up in the world and turn to do the will of the Lord as soon as possible, because time's running out for all of us, man. We ain't got forever. You know, we don't know when the Lord's going to call his spirit back to him. So we need to make today, like, use today as if it's our last day upon the earth, and live a life that's pleasing to the Lord. You know, continue to reflect, you know, examine yourself. You know, these things are in the scriptures for a reason. It says, examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, you know, and continue in the things which thou as learned, as the scripture says. You know, not be quick to have itching ears, you know, picking up new things which, you know, when you read the scriptures, you can see that these things go against what the scripture is teaching. But because it sounds good, or, you know, it's coming from this person that you respect a lot, that means nothing, man. Yeah? We can't be a respecter of persons, and we can't love those we learn from or those we fellowship with more than the Most High. We have to put his words above what others say. But yeah, it's just something that came across my mind watching the video from Priest Elazar about, you know, the doctrine that's coming out from Sons of Thunder. You know, I have to, well, I ain't seen it as yet, so I can only go by what's been said. But the point is, you know, and the dream that, you know, it was just strange, like a simple scripture which is easy to find, you know, Matthew 24 verse 6 to about 8 or 9. I just couldn't see it. The letters was all blurred. And it's like the Lord didn't want it to come out. That's how I'm looking at it now. At the time, I was just baffled, like, right, what going on there? You know, but we have to make sure that we make haste and delay not to turn to the Lord, and make sure we're continually examining ourselves and not being drawn away with itching ears, you know. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I'm going to close out and give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Rakah Kadash, Kwam Nasha Allah.